We're here with Jason Potts, Director of Think Consulting. We're at the Institute of Fundraising National Convention 2009. Jason, tell us about your presentation yesterday.
Hi Howard, thanks for inviting me to speak. Yesterday I presented on delivering a digital strategy and we got quite a full room, which is always good. Not quite standing in the aisles, but it was okay. And myself and Nick Byrne presented for an hour on kind of the strategic. I did the strategic bit, which to be honest with you is slightly boring. Lots of PowerPoint and lots of diagrams and kind of what you need to do and the boring politics of it all, and some things that people seem to pick up on, which was quite nice, which I saw on Twitter this morning, which is also a great way to see feedback from sessions, much better than evaluation forms. What I saw on Twitter this morning that people were quite interested in is the idea of using wikis to develop your strategy. So the whole idea that, although I hate the phrase Web 2, is all about transparency, whether it's transparency in giving, whether it's transparency indeed in the process by which you create your strategy. So by inviting everybody in within the organisation, saying everyone can have a good idea, let's make it transparent, let's put it up on a wiki, let's everyone actually see the strategy as it develops, rather than as often happens, it's all kind of huddled away behind closed doors, and everyone's like, oh no, we're working on this and no one else can see it. So the idea that you render it visible to the rest of the organisation, I think, seemed to strike a chord.
And what was the level of interest of the audience? What did they think was key issues at the moment?
They seemed bored, Howard.
I don't believe it.
No, they stayed awake, which is, I'm more than happy with that actually at the end of it. I guess I'm increasingly encouraged, like you, I suppose. Sadly, I'm a bit of a veteran of this stuff. Probably been doing it for too long and should give up and get a proper job. It's always really encouraging to see kind of senior professionals in this area, because when we started, we were making it up as we went along, and probably haven't got much better than that. But to see senior professionals in the sector who I spoke to afterwards, who were asking great questions in the session, it just makes our bit of this industry seem a bit more grown up, and kind of, it's pleasing to see, really.
And you've just redeveloped your own site. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I was saying to you earlier, that I've not been particularly proud of our websites in the past. It's always the last thing that you look at, and to say the word brochureware about our site has probably been, a fair criticism. So who am I to judge anyone else? But finally, I suppose we've kind of got on board with the idea that our site can be a bit of a community. We've launched it in beta, so we're practicing what we preach, so you can still see the main site, but if you go to http web2.thinkcs.org, then you can see our new site, and it's sort of a mixture of resources. The resources are smart resources, so the more people use them, the more prominent they become on the site. There's a community element. We've obviously got a Twitter feed. It was good to see that we launched it yesterday, and there were lots of posts coming through from the IFC and stuff. So, it's meant to be more lively, more interactive, but really kind of give the sector something back. So share the thinking, share the love, really. Is what I want.
And you brought in a lot of information from an existing site on prospect research.
Yeah, so the Think Resource site, we've married that really with our corporate site. So it's more about information, it's more about resources, it's more about people engaging with the information and hopefully adding more themselves.
Great. And remind us where we can find out more about Think Consulting.
If you go to, you can go to either of our sites actually at the moment. So you can go to thinkcs.org, or you can go to our beta site, which we're piloting. And I'd really love people to go along and comment and say it's rubbish if you like. It's all about improving it. We're not presumptuous enough to think it's brilliant first up, but we tried our best. So please do go and comment, and that's web2.thinkcs.org.
Jason Potts of Think Consulting, thank you very much.
Thanks, Howard.